In terms of their bench, Jadon Sancho is the fresh face, so we might see a Chelsea debut later for their new number 19. It's been a hectic, story-heavy day in the Premier League, and it is concluding under the lights of the Vitality Stadium tonight. Chelsea at the home of a team who are still unbeaten in the Premier League so far this season. But the only team to beat that man's side so far in the Premier League are Manchester City, and they are beating pretty much all at the moment. So Enzo Maresca, Andy Townsend, will be encouraged, I imagine, with what he's seen.
I think so. I think over the last couple of weeks he'll have seen that his team can create a lot of chances. I think defensively they've still got to get those combinations correct. But certainly going forward, I like what I see from a lot of these Chelsea players.
And in charge tonight is Anthony Taylor, who was at Old Trafford just under 2 weeks ago, looking after Liverpool's very one-sided win over Manchester United. As Andoni Iraola will have relished the late flurry of goals 2 weeks ago for Bournemouth and Everton, who want to ensure they don't find themselves in the same position again tonight. Well, it feels very different for Bournemouth and Chelsea compared to almost precisely 12 months ago when these two met here. Both were in the Premier League's bottom 7 at the time. One stuck with their head coach, one changed it up. And now Andy Townsend. There's a brighter outlook for both.
Yeah, there is, certainly for Bournemouth. Huge 3 points up at Goodison to give them a lot of confidence going into this particular game. Chelsea against Palace created lots of chances, never quite took them, had to settle for a point, but there have been some encouraging signs lately.
Well, for Bournemouth, the best ever start to a Premier League season since 2018, but they have never begun a top-flight season with a 4-game unbeaten run before. But it's them on the front foot here with Semenyo, and with support arriving as well. Christie, inside the opening minutes, has got Bournemouth the first corner of the night.
Terrific challenge initially, actually, there from Ryan Christie. And then that little give and go. What's that? Pumping challenge on Renato Vega, who's got to get up to speed as quick as he possibly can. Just couldn't find anybody with that ball there better placed, I think. They cut it back or just clipped it up, stood it up towards the far post.
So some early pressure for Robert Sanchez and those in front of him in white tonight. Bournemouth corner is not going to take place straight away because of that coming together between Senesi and Cucurella.
You can see Anthony Taylor's position there. He's backed off towards the far post area so as he can try and somehow keep tabs on everything that's going on in the box, because there's so much grabbing and denying of position. Very difficult for the ref to have his eyes on everything.
Finally, the evening's first corner can be delivered. It's off a Chelsea head. It has dropped out to this Lopez, whose delivery is closed down by Pedro Neto, but actually the flag is up anyway, so Chelsea will have a free kick and a chance, Andy, to settle themselves down.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's an interesting game tonight, number of reasons, obviously. Certainly, Iraola would like to hope that those 3 players behind Evan Nielsen, I think they're the key to this Bournemouth team, I really do. I like those guys. I think Semenyo and Kluivert, really interesting players, really good on their day. And likewise, Chelsea's 3 with Neto, with Palmer, Madueke, also very capable.
There's Lewis Cook, who made it 2-2 for Bournemouth and Everton before that late Luis Sinisterra winner 2 weeks ago. Now Smith, it was Semenyo. Marcos Senesi. Enough on the ball from Madueke to pinch it back for Chelsea, and he's got them the throw as well.
Yeah, been really impressed with Noni Madueke off this right side. Again, as he showed in particular the game against Wolves, be really, really dangerous. He starts adding some goals to what to his natural ability, then he's going to be a real asset for Chelsea.
Well, for what it's worth, even in these early stages, Chelsea just about nudging it on the win probability, but not with the eyes. Here's Tavernier! Oh, that was a belter.
Wow.
And Sanchez was beaten all ends up.
What a hit. What a strike that is from Tavernier. As soon as he receives that, he wants to strike it. Watch him. Out his foot, he's having a look now. Look, I'm going to let this fly. And what a beautiful contact he makes there. Desperately unlucky. Robert Sanchez is a giant between the Chelsea goals, and he's nowhere near that.
We've already seen one absolute screamer from John Duran for Aston Villa in the Premier League today. That would have been in the same category.
That would have given it a run for its money, wouldn't it? It certainly would. Some strike that. Like that. It's good when players take responsibility from distance to really let fly like that.
Barely had a touch, Chelsea, in Bournemouth's half so far, and Bournemouth are in Chelsea's again. Semenyo. Correa nudges it away from him. This is Christie. A little too much on it for the advancing Cliver.
Nice start from the home team, really good. Nice and bright and pressing Chelsea, forcing those mistakes, pinching it. Ryan Christie there. He's been at the heart of that press, and he's experiencing there with Lewis Cook, making sure those guys in front aren't doing anything unnecessary on their own, but they're all together. There's a real collective threat.
Here is Disassi, who is one of the two Chelsea changes from the 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace 2 weeks ago. So Malo Gusto go off injured in that game, and he has not managed to recover in the fortnight since.
Yeah, not going to be natural for Axel Disassi to try and fly up and down that right side. He will do it. He's a good competitor. Malo Gusto obviously possesses a little bit more guile and technique at the top of the field.
Obviously great interest in the man who's just played that pass as well, Renato Vega. £12 million Chelsea paid to bring him in from Basel in the summer. Well, mistake has presented the opportunity for Madueke. It's Madueke who, from all of that, is going to get a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, that's sloppy. That's careless, that. Christie that time, that one was a poor ball. Madueke again chops back onto the right foot, and Madueke's just doing enough to get across and make sure he gets something in front of that.
Well, he's 25 minutes on his England debut against Finland during the week, Noni Madueke. And provided a goal as well for Harry Kane. Paul Palmer with the corner, which ultimately didn't come close to reaching any of his teammates. Cucurella has gone all the way back to Sanchez. Tavernier, Evan Nielsen. Edgy never closer to that first Bournemouth goal. It's a difficult one to generate the power for him.
Yeah, again, Chelsea, architects of their own downfall there. Overplaying a little bit there. Fofana trying to pick a short pass out, doesn't get there. Clever ball in from Tavernier. Just not quite enough perhaps on it for his teammate to really get that on target.
A bit of pressure on himself before lifting it up towards Palmer. Madueke grappled to the ground by Kirkes. Chelsea are going to have to retake the free kick, as that wasn't exactly where Anthony Taylor needed it to be taken from. Well, he's got a very young team, hasn't he, Enzo Maresca? Average age of this Chelsea side in the first 3 games of the season, barely over 23 years old, which certainly
I've gone ahead and done that. But if I go ahead and do Command Shift V, reload, firstly, it's
23 years old, which certainly stands out compared to others in the league, as it's at least 2 years younger.
now, okay? So we're going to do Control Command Z, debug remote JS. Okay?
There's a lot of raw talent there, and it's just how quickly.
Okay? So it opens up this term.
What they've got to try and do, a couple of quick passes and get it forward to Neto, get it forward to Cole Palmer, Madueke. Let them guys get it on the half turn and start running at Bournemouth.
Jackson through the middle, Travers alerts, swiftly off his line to scoop it up at his feet. Here is Lewis Cook, direct for Kluivert. Now with Sanchez. There is a nice pace to the opening 9.5 minutes of this game. Cole Palmer is flawed, and you imagine, Andy, probably not for the last time tonight.
No.
Either.
Well, look, he's a key player, and they will have identified him as a major threat, so quite rightly, you get close, you just force them backwards, you make those best players, the better players, give it to perhaps others that are less effective with the ball at their feet. Again, Lewis Cook there just getting in and around Cole Palmer and just trying to muscle him a little bit, test that first touch. If it's slightly loose, he's there to intercept.
Broke Everton hearts as well as records at Goodison Park 2 weeks ago, because no team in the Premier League era had ever come from 2 goals down so late in a game to win a match before. Really a case of deja vu today for Everton. Chances taken by Senesi.
Yeah, sensible play that on the cover. Very quickly recognised Caicedo was trying to thread that through for Nicholas Jackson. Gets in round behind Zabani. Good play.
Touched by Palmer for Caicedo, who's going to leave it for the more creative Palmer again. Now Colwill. This is Pedro Neto. First sight of that explosive speed, which is met by Zabani for Bournemouth. In the right place at his near post. Chelsea have it again, and they have it with Disasi. Test of the legs, this, isn't it, after a full week of international football, where many of these players would have played not once but twice over the past week, and from all corners of the globe too.
Yep, never easy. That's part and parcel of what certainly playing here in the Premier League is all about. You can be off on your travels all the way around the world, then you come back and it's blood and thunder again.
On it from Vega.
Look the far post area so as he can try and somehow keep tabs on everything that's going on in the box, because there's so much grabbing and denying of position. Very difficult for the ref to have his eyes on everything.
Finally, the evening's first corner can be delivered. It's off a Chelsea head. It has dropped out to this left-hand side for Kirkes, whose delivery is closed down by Pedro Neto, but actually the flag is up anyway, so Chelsea will have a free kick and a chance, Andy, to settle themselves down.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's an interesting game tonight, a number of reasons, obviously. Certainly, Areola would like to hope that those 3 players behind Evan Nilsson, I think they're the key to this Bournemouth team, I really do. I like those guys. I think Semenyo and Kluivert, really interesting players, really good on their day. And likewise, Chelsea's 3 with Neto, with Palmer, Madueke, also very capable.
There's Lewis Cook, who made it 2-2 for Bournemouth and Everton before that late Lewis Sinisterra winner 2 weeks ago. Now Smith. Here is Semenyo. Senesi. Enough on the ball for Madueke to pinch it back for Chelsea, and he's got them the throw as well.
Yeah, been really impressed with Noni Madueke off this right side. Again, as he showed in particular in the game against Wolves, be really, really dangerous. He starts adding some goals to his natural ability, that he's going to be a real asset for Chelsea.
Well, for what it's worth, even in these early stages, Chelsea just about nudging it on the win probability, but not with the eyes. Here's Tavernier! Oh, that was a belter. Wow. And Sanchez was beaten all ends up.
What a hit. What a strike that is from Tavernier.
Right. So now we're going to go ahead and reload. And now we shouldn't have a user that's found, so it will return no. Perfect. So let's go ahead and do this one more time. Say Sunny Sanga. Sunny@gmail.com. Again, when you go here, you get that annoying...
Don't go running forward aimlessly. Just pick those right moments when someone's got good possession of the ball, you think there's a good opportunity to get it into the box. That's when you make a determined run to try and get on the end of something.
Strength and tight touch from Disasi. Tavernier wasn't going to let the ball out of his sights in an attempt to get there. He's sent Madueke tumbling.
See Mark Cucurella's position there, pretty much centre of the screen. Look. So he's dragging Semenyo back there with him as well.
Might have been what Andoni Iraola was referencing, the fact that he didn't really know what Chelsea and Maresca might do tonight, and that is something a little different.
It's all well and good going into that position, but you've got to do something when you get there.
There he is, and he's got it back to Neto as well, who breezed the first challenge, felt a bit of connection on the second. Zabani will probably want that again if he could have it, because he's given Chelsea a corner here. Chelsea are trying to flood that Bournemouth box as it comes in towards Travers' goal. There's Madueke finding a bit of space, and then a shot which has gone out for a Bournemouth throw but has left Milos Kerkez in some trouble, it seems.
I'm not sure exactly what happened there. See Kerkez again trying to deny. Oh, it's just Noni Madueke's follow through on his left boot, just caught him in the chest. He's fine, he's okay.
Some talk months gone by that Chelsea had an interest in buying him, Milos Kerkez. He is still only 20 years old, but obviously has great experience on the international circuit with Hungary and really adapted to Premier League football last season with Bournemouth. Cook steaming through the Chelsea midfield. On from Kluivert. Perfectly placed for Tavernier. It's Tavernier, and it is cosy for Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, nice football. Nice sweeping move down the right side. They always had the man over, Tavernier. Great run. Zazi's on the cover. Look, he gets tempted by that one, then he gets his feet wrong. That first touch from Tavernier, not quite as he would have liked. Just sent him a little wider, and therefore no real genuine power in the shot. Comfortably handled.
Certainly not like that blistering touch that he took to pelt the ball towards Robert Sanchez's goal in the early moments. Allured in the challenge from Ryan Christie. He's actually going to get a yellow card as well for the trip on Cole Palmer. So the first caution of the game distributed by Anthony Taylor.
It's good skill that from Cole Palmer, just to lift that off the floor. So as therefore Ryan Christie just catches him. No, he's got to be very careful.
Might get that one right, Robert Sanchez.
I think it's been quite a low-key start from Chelsea, I do. Poor distribution there from the goalkeeper.
There's something that Enzo Maresca wants from his Chelsea goalkeeper, though, to play more pinpoint passes from deep areas, and he was very much central to a goal at Wolves for Nicholas Jackson that he smashed down in the direction of Cole Palmer. It's Vega for Chelsea. Cucurella. Moises Caicedo, who scored that unbelievable goal against Bournemouth for Chelsea on the final day of last season from pretty much bang on the halfway line. Fofana with a breezy run. Here's Palmer. Madueke. Might get it back to Palmer again. But Fofana with a clever touch. Madueke. It's awkward. It was loose. And eventually Bournemouth have dealt with it, but not with a bit of panic.
Yeah, just about got away with that, didn't they? Wesley Fofana, good initial run from him. He keeps going, that little give and go there between Palmer and Madueke, very nearly coming back to Cole Palmer. And Fofana does well to keep it alive, and it only takes just an outstretched leg there, someone to go over it. But they'd very easily concede a penalty.
Pedro Neto, one of Chelsea's new arrivals, a big money move from Wolves in the summer. He was on a pitch with Ryan Christie of Scotland only a few days ago. Pedro Neto playing for Portugal. Those two doing battle again tonight. Here's Tavernier, who's won the battle with Palmer and is now getting away from Madueke as well. His cross is too close to Robert Sanchez, but everything before that was pretty grand.
That's typical of him. He's just keeps going, keeps his head down, just tries to make something happen.
Jackson's lost it. Evan Nielsen trying to help it on. Semenyo coming together with Cucurella, but with his eyes firmly pierced on the situation, a shake of the head from Anthony Taylor.
Yeah, immediately the referee said no, wasn't happy. Just outside the box anyway.
He's actually the referee in this fixture on the final day of last season, Anthony Taylor. Nicholas Jackson. Seen too much of him so far tonight. Notice Chelsea attack is halted as well.
It's a poor decision from Jackson. Just drop it off. Neto's waiting to his left. Just give it him and then get in the box.
Kirkes. Colwell with a clean header away for Chelsea. Kluivert's propped forward to Sassi's slightly scrappy clearance. And two of his teammates there looking towards Axel Disasi. Asking whether he could have looked after the ball a little better there.
Yeah, could have done. Plenty of time. Just panicked a little bit. I think Bournemouth just need to up the tempo in their game. Chelsea like to slow it down and then play in sort of quick bursts. I think Bournemouth need to play with a little more tempo in their game and really demand a bit more from Chelsea.
Ball to Sassi, caught on his toes. Tavernier strides away from him. Great ball, Tavernier. It's Kluivert. Here's Evan Nielsen, but the flag is going to go up against him.
Unlucky. Good play, nice hit there from Justin Kluivert. Had to get over the top of that. But again, Disasi there, look, what are you thinking? Get back, sprint, coasting, waiting for others. No offside flag. That's a nice hit. Now the flag, obviously, when it comes back off the goalkeeper, it goes up on Evan Nielsen. But I think Bournemouth can do more of that. I really do. I think this Chelsea team look a little unsure when they go out of possession.
Certainly in this man, Axel Disasi, they have a player playing tonight who, prior to this game, has not played in the Premier League so far this season. Bournemouth are enjoying a good spell at the moment as they retrieve it again. Kluivert has it again, who's been quite central to everything good so far from the Cherries. Here's Lewis Cook.
Lucky. Again. Good pressure around the ball, actually, as Lewis Cook's about to hit that. It's better from a Chelsea point of view. See the white shirts getting out. Sanchez again easily able to deal with that, but Chelsea just need to play a little bit quicker with a little bit more intent. Cucurella and Semenyo coming together. Right in front of the referee, actually. Anthony Taylor right there.
Might just be leaning on the view of the VAR, Peter Banks, just to check nothing has gone amiss there.
Yeah, right-hand side of the screen. They're both at it a little bit.
Bit of tugging, bit of pushing, but I don't think any further action is required.
Correa just runs straight into him there, but they're both actually, I think, as guilty as each other there. The referee doing the right thing, just warning the pair of them, cut it out.
Colwell getting a touch fortunate with the bounce, but managed to continue his run until he ran out of room. And was giving away the free kick as well. Now Cucurella and Adam Smith are having a set to. Will he be relatively pleased, Andy, with what he's seen so far?
I think 25 minutes in, I think again he'll have seen that when his team get behind that Chelsea midfield, that they look dangerous, that they can make something happen.
Saying this week, Andoni Iraola, how much he loves a late kick-off, and always did as a player as well, because he associates it with all the big games in his native Spain, which do tend to kick off deeper into the evening. Still waiting for their first shot on target of the evening at Vitality Stadium. Sanchez, won by Smith. Made that leap ahead of Neto. His contract extension over the past few days, Adam Smith, yet another one which is going to tie him to Bournemouth until 2026. It is his 380th Bournemouth appearance tonight.
He's been a great servant to the club, hasn't he? Adam Smith always gives 100%.
It's now put him in the top 9 of all-time appearance makers for this club. Caicedo around the corner for Madueke. Kirkes is staying tight to him. With nowhere to go, Fofana back to Sanchez.
Go ahead and do this first. Let's go ahead and have an avatar. This is going to be imported from React Native Elements.
Something new for the future, Chelsea, specifically defensive work. He said to try and find some balance to this team.
Only come, Chris, to continue to roll out the same back four. If they really start to try and form genuine relationships. We know that Dizazi's not going to play as the right back when everyone else is fit. We see Reece James to come back into the fold as well. Be interested to see what sort of position Reece James actually operates in when he's back up to speed. Hopefully that's not too long, but work with the back four, but what you need to do is get them out there on a regular basis so as they can form those relationships, they can strike those bonds together and really start to make it work. Keep chopping and changing it, trying to find other solutions, then it can be very difficult.
Clever lead, Madueke picking up on the pieces. Jackson one side of him, Madueke, it's Jackson. It's a great recovery from Senesi.
It's a brilliant challenge. I really like the football, the build-up is lovely, the dummy from Cole Palmer is perfect, and then Oni Madueke grabs that ball on his left foot and then runs right through the heart of that Bournemouth half of the field. That's really clever there. It's it's just about the final pass. Which way you're going to go, left or right. He decides to go to Nicholas Jackson, who was right on the wire as opposed to being offside. Again, he might have done with a little bit more pace on that. Could have perhaps hit it on his left side rather than waiting for it to come across on his right. It's a good chance, that, actually. That's the sort of situation where you really need to be getting a shot away.
Flag did go up against Nicholas Jackson,
Did
but
it?
not that Marcos Senesi would have known about it. Tavernier was too close to Sancho. Not for the first time this evening, those crosses from the left-hand side in particular have found the Chelsea goalkeeper rather than the intended target of those in red and black.
Zazie again there, the ball's just rolling under his foot.
It's been a difficult half an hour so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, clearly the referee felt he was just too aggressive there. I would disagree with that. I don't think that what Wesley Fofana has done there is anything unusual. Yes, Evanilson just perhaps gets slapped across the face, but it wasn't an elbow, it wasn't thrown nasty. He's just trying to get his body in and hold his position. I think he's a little unlucky there.
There was some talk of Enzo Maresca shifting Wesley Fofana on in the summer. There was certainly keen interest from Marseille in France, and he is a Marseille boy as well, Wesley Fofana. He's a big supporter of the club, so it makes no secret he was interested. As Cook's free kick drifts harmlessly away. I'm sure he'd love to be on the pitch tonight, wouldn't he, Kepa Arrizabalaga? Chelsea's on loan goalkeeper at Bournemouth. Of course, can't play against his parent club. Bournemouth always knew that was going to be the case, but quite some coup for the Cherries to have him here, considering he was with Real Madrid on loan last season. The bottom line is he was unwanted by Chelsea, and they've made that abundantly clear.
They've had a lot of goalkeepers in recent years. Still don't think they've solved that or found the right one.
Was hoping that ball was going to bounce out of play. It hasn't, so he's had to deal with this. Adam Smith doing well to keep his eye on a swirling ball there as it was coming out of the Saturday night sky. Here's Colwell, who was excellent for England against the Republic of Ireland in Dublin a week ago. Fresh England international. Tavernier for Bournemouth. Cucurella recovering. Losing out to Jackson. Madueke did have a brief look up, didn't he, to see that Cole Palmer had made a run.
Yeah, again, not for the first time. Chelsea slow in recognising what's in front. That's better.
Colwell, Jackson travels with the stop. Well, he was allowed to advance, Levi Colwell, probably further than Bournemouth wanted him to.
It's a decent run from Nicholas Jackson. He does the right thing that time on the left foot, doesn't try and do anything with it, just get your head down and hit it. Travers doing enough to deny him, but that's better.
Palmer showing some delicious feats, and now it is both of Bournemouth's holding midfielders that find themselves in the book. Lewis Cook joining Ryan Christie on the notepad of Anthony Taylor.
I think Cole Palmer recognises that he doesn't want Lewis Cook as close as he has been. And he knew actually, I think there, that Cole Palmer, he knew that Lewis Cook was going to get a card for anything at all there, really. That's exactly what's happened.
Striding forward, that was not a foul in the eyes of the referee from Tavernier. I don't think Cucurella realistically was expecting one either. The yellow card has just come out of Anthony Taylor's pocket. I think it's gone to Marc Cucurella, who, even if he is not the one who's been booked, is pleading the case the loudest. And that's why he's got a yellow card.
Again, I think he's just been perhaps sailing a little too close to the wind for the referee's liking.
Fofana, it's short. There's an opportunity and Sanchez has cleared his man out. And it is a Bournemouth penalty. Of that there is no doubt. The colour of the card is yellow for Robert Sanchez, who Anthony Taylor clearly deems made an attempt at least to get to the ball. But the bottom line is he didn't, and it's a Bournemouth penalty.
I don't think there's any dispute that it's a penalty. It's a poor ball back. He's never quite getting there. And it's really good skill actually to loop it over the top of the goalkeeper. You see here, Fofana is never getting there. That's a really good little clip over the top of the goalie, that. Now he may feel that into him. Have another little look from this angle. I think there's a hand up, and I don't think Robert Sanchez can complain too vigorously here. I think that's always going to be given as a penalty. His arms across him, makes contact, player goes down. No doubt that's the pen.
The leg of Sanchez was extended. Evan Nielsen was smart when he needed to be, and he has earned an opportunity here for himself, because it is going to be Evan Nielsen, Bournemouth's record signing, who's going to take the penalty. And it's 3.5 years since someone other than Dominic Solanke took a penalty in a league game for Bournemouth. It is their new number 9. It is Evan Nielsen against Robert Sanchez. Moment that he has been waiting for a few weeks now, Evan Nielsen. The biggest chance of the lot to get himself going in a Bournemouth shirt. Evan Nielsen. Sanchez with a great save. The penalty was good. The stop from the Chelsea keeper was brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great save. It's not a good penalty, I don't think, Chris, that one. It's telegraphed a little bit. It's a side foot. And Sanchez, as I mentioned earlier, is a giant. If he goes the right way, he's going to save that sort of strike. He's going to get it. You've got to hit it harder than that. You've got to be braver than that. You've got to tuck that right into the corner if you're going to go with a side foot.
Work not yet all done for Chelsea. Here's Kirkes. That was travelling. Sassi getting a boot on it to try and clear it away for Chelsea, because despite the reprieve, they're still looking a little panicked.
Oh, they are. Look, that is a huge let-off. And from that, you'd like to think Chelsea are now going to liven up a little bit, because at the moment, they're second best far too often.
And I just wonder, Andy, how much that will play into the mind of Evan Nielsen as well. You're waiting to get off the mark for your new club. You're a record signing as well as he is for Bournemouth. £40 million from Porto, and still looking for that first goal.
Yeah. Wasn't a great penalty for me, that one. He's just got to keep going, keep getting in the box, because these guys around him will give him chances. They'll create something for him if he's there and he's alive and he's on his toes.
It's another poor pass out, this time from Fofana. Christie is Semenyo. Christie. It was Cook. Tavernier is going to have to race just to keep the fluency of the move going. The last touch actually is off the Bournemouth man.
There's that little scoop over the goalkeeper. Again, side foot. I think if the goalkeeper goes the right way with that sort of strike, it's quite tame. He's going to save it.
Actually, the third time that Robert Sanchez has saved a Premier League penalty. He's denied James Ward-Prowse and Bruno Fernandes before. And now Evan Nilsson's name has been added to Sanchez's hit list. Or should we call it a stop list? Taking the long way round, but there was no way through. Jackson's pass is astray of Madueke.
Yeah, just needed to delay and wait and have a look there to see exactly what sort of run Madueke was going to make.
So Chelsea's old head coach get a new job this week. Mauricio Pochettino, now an international manager after taking the job with the US men's national team, which is a very big one to land ahead of the 2026 World Cup. Semenyo profiting again from another poor Chelsea clearance, of which there have been many in this first half. And Semenyo's strength and ball skill is excellent until Caicedo puts a halt to that, and now he is moving. And he has options either side of him as well. It's Jackson. Now Vega, but Bournemouth have got bodies back where they need them to be now.
Momentum lost there. Once Jackson came backwards all of a sudden, Bournemouth flood back behind the ball, and that's that opportunity missed. I think there just needs to be more pace and more impetus in what Chelsea are doing. It's just in bits and starts, really, and it's not enough. Now they've had a let-off, a huge let-off with the penalty. If they're not careful, unless they improve, they're going to go behind in this game, and then they're going to find it really difficult.
Palmer, who always sees the opportunity to play a brave pass. Here's Jackson. Palmer. Got a nudge from Lewis Cook. We've got another foul out of Lewis Cook. That isn't going to be another yellow card for the Bournemouth midfielder, but he is beginning to make the climb towards the tightrope, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be very careful. Cole Palmer's going down very easy because he knows Lewis Cook is on a yellow. He's going down too easy, if I'm being honest, but Lewis Cook's got to be very careful. Very, very careful. The last time he can afford to do anything like that. He's not only got a yellow card himself, Ryan Christie's on a yellow. At the heart of that Bournemouth midfield, they have to be competitive, yes, but also sensible.
Palmer's delivery into the Bournemouth penalty area is closest to Renato Vega. And it is Bournemouth who break away. Kluivert's got the speed to get there ahead of Caicedo. He just doesn't have the options with him at the moment. And eventually, he tried to find one of them in the form of the fast-moving Antoine Semenyo.
Yeah, it's well played. Moises Caicedo there. Got back, tracked that run of Kluivert, and then did well to intercept.
It's just not comfortable at all at the back for Chelsea. Here's Cook. That had Sanchez sprawling.
Yeah. That did have the power, didn't have the pace behind that one, that strike from Lewis Cook. Again, it's just a nothing clearance from Colwill, just into space, and Lewis Cook's got all the time he wants to try and measure that one. Just doesn't get it coming back enough.
He's got a taste for it now, Lewis Cook. That equaliser at Everton last night was his 2 weeks ago, I should say. That equaliser at Everton, first ever Premier League goal after 138 games without one for Lewis Cook.
I'm not sure what Chelsea are getting out of Cucurella, pushing that far forward into that position. So Maresca contesting all those decisions. He'd like to see that one go for his team, but be interested to see what tweaks they make at half-time, because I think they need to. I think, unfortunately, Palmer, Madueke, Neto, their best, most productive players, are just on the edges of things at the moment. They need to find a way to get better possession and use it quicker.
Smith reading the situation well for Bournemouth, the right back. The cross which has fallen kindly for Evan Nielsen, who's got the corner. Adam Smith and a few Bournemouth fans were asking for a handball, but there's only going to be 60 seconds at the end of this first 45 minutes, so this may very well be the last chance of the first half.
Yeah, just a good delivery. Give Tavernier and co a chance to go and attack something here off this. Again, the referee, look at his position. Just in that position there, he can observe pretty much everything.
Tavernier whirling it in. Threw a leg at it. Cook's got a bit more on it. It's hit to Sassy. It's up in the air from Colwill. As it is skyward again from Axel Disasi. There's Jackson. Zabarni restarting things for Bournemouth. But they have got a matter of seconds to do something with the ball from here before the sound of Anthony Taylor's whistle. Evan Nielsen. Did Sanchez get a touch on that? It doesn't matter anyway, because that is the half-time whistle. And it feels rather appropriate that it should be Evan Nielsen and Robert Sanchez involved in the very last action of the first 45 minutes, because they are the stories so far. The Brazilian, who is still waiting for his first Bournemouth goal, and it is a wait that goes on for their new number 9. But the biggest chance that he's had so far in his raw Bournemouth career, denied by that man, Robert Sanchez, the Chelsea goalkeeper, with the penalty save. And at the break at Vitality Stadium, it is Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 0.
Go, 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 go.
Pada di mana?
OTW.
Sekarang waktunya GTW. Garansi tepat waktu dari Shopee. Beli semua di Shopee. Garansi tepat waktu.
Sejak lo pacaran sama Raka dari kampus dulu, gue tau banget Raka tuh sebutin apa sama lo.
Aku gak ngelakuin apa-apa sama Wira.
Balas dendam sama kita. Kalau permainan ular tangga itu cuma ular tangga biasa, nggak ada tuh otak mesum lo, nggak bakal kayak gini ujungnya.
Salah. Diaz, this one will count. Here's Mo Salah. Diaz! 2-0! Szoboszlai to Salah. Liverpool are running away with it again.
As Haaland tries to get the ball in and manages it. Jared Bowen coming forward. Oh, and he's in for an own goal off Diaz. Kovacic, it's Rico Lewis. One step down the line for Haaland. Minimal backlip, maximum effect. This for his hat-trick. One of the best there has ever been.
And through the middle is Kai Havertz, who finishes adroitly. Then Veltman whacks Declan Rice instead of the ball. Referee is delving into his pocket. Oh, Declan Rice is the player that's sent off. It's Minte through the middle, and it's João Pedro, and Brighton have their leveller. And it's dropped for Michael Keane! Dwayne McNeil, Calvert-Lewin! Utara, oh, it's in! They have got to go back from Semenya. And Lewis Cook arrives! Driver hoisting it in! Robinson to provide support, and the cross, which is tucked away neatly by Adama Traore.
And in, wonderful header from Chris Wood. Delgado with the instant response. Oh, brilliant!
This to set up a thrilling finale in the North London derby.
What do you need to bring to the game? Make sure we're really committed to our football, play at a good tempo, intensity, get the crowd behind us, and make.
We have to stand up and make it happen.
Arsenal must approach this game like there is no tomorrow. It's the 5th time these local foes have met here at this stadium, and Tottenham have won 3 out of the 4 so far. And it's in! It's in! The celebrations have turned towards Saka's delivery, but it came off Pierre-Emile Højbjerg as an own goal. It is Arsenal who draw first blood in the North London derby. Counter-attack. Bukayo Saka decides to take on Davis. And how cool and collected is that? Bukayo Saka makes this the best scoring Premier League season of his career. Sent in by Declan Rice. Kai Havertz finishes it off, and inside 38 minutes, Arsenal get their 3rd. As the referee blows the whistle to bring the first 45 minutes to a halt, half-time in North London, Tottenham 0, Arsenal 3. This is Kai Havertz. Must be! Saka denied on the goal line. What a save that was! Saliba. There have been suggestions that Michel was not fully fit. What's Raya done here? It's a goal back for Christian Romero! A mistake from David Raya, who's had nothing to do all day. One of clean sheets away from home for Arsenal comes to an end. Sarr. Busy penalty area waiting. This Romero was nearly in again for his second. And the protests and the appeals are waved away. Ben Davis on the ground. On-field decision is no penalty.
Pada di mana? OTW. Sekarang waktunya GTW. Garansi tepat waktu dari Shopee. Beli semua di Shopee. Garansi tepat waktu.
Can't remember much before all this started. This is my story. The end.
Tayangan sports di video semakin lengkap. Mulai dari ketatnya Premier League, Champions League yang semakin sengit, BRI Liga 1, hingga tayangan terbaru BWF World Tour dan MotoGP, serta tayangan sports lainnya. Sports terlengkap ada di video.
You have no idea who you're dealing with, but you'll soon find out. Give me the names.我要的是名字，我还是要先重新为人。不如不归来，还想一窝苦。
Significant Chelsea change at half-time, because we are about to see for the first time in a Chelsea shirt the sight of that man, Jadon Sancho, who has joined on loan from Manchester United, but the obligation is there for Chelsea to buy him, so this is not going to be a short stay, one would imagine, in West London, but it isn't West London, it's the south coast of England where he makes his debut tonight, and he's coming on Andy Townsend for Pedro Neto.
Yeah, well, good luck to Jadon Sancho. There's a talent in there, but never really saw it in a United shirt. Flashes of it back in Germany last season. But he knows he's got gears to find, and he's a capable young man, but we've not seen anything like what his best is. So hopefully he can find it at Stamford Bridge, starting here tonight at Bournemouth for 45 minutes.
So here he comes then, and there is a lot of intrigue around Jadon Sancho and Chelsea, because his stay at Manchester United, I think, can be officially classified as disappointing now for all parties. This is a fresh start for him, having been with Borussia Dortmund, one of his old clubs, on loan last season, but now in the Premier League and in a Chelsea shirt. Since the 26th of August 2023 have we seen Jadon Sancho in the Premier League for Manchester United's 3-2 win over Nottingham Forest, but here he is back tonight, but in a Chelsea shirt now, and on for 45 minutes at the expense of Pedro Neto to try and change the direction of travel for this game for Chelsea, because Andy Townsend in that first half they looked short.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they were careless with the ball, particularly from the back. They've got to improve. I think simplify a little bit. It all looks a little bit too intricate and a little bit too pre-rehearsed. There's a lot of natural talent out there. Will give them the chance to be a bit spontaneous with the ball as well. That wouldn't hurt them.
Sassi stepping in for his first intervention of the evening. There is Senesi for Bournemouth. Something for Evan Nielsen to chase and retrieve as well. Well, to extend the leg to keep the ball for Bournemouth. Tavernier. Here is Cliver. From a Bournemouth perspective, Andy, more of the same, because they did enough to fluster Chelsea's defence.
Yes, they did, but I still believe that there's more to come. I think they can apply even more heat and intensity in their game to try and get themselves an advantage and a lead tonight.
Still be smarting, I'm sure, from the missed penalty from Evan Nielsen in the first half. That opportunity to score his first Bournemouth goal. It's Fofana. Now Renato Vega. Had 18 minutes of Premier League football next to his name prior to his first Chelsea start tonight. Tavernier's done well. Colwell was beautifully positioned on the edge of his own penalty area. He is the one who is starting this Chelsea attack from deep. Has lost the ball and has not got the free kick.
He's not happy, Levi Colwell. Had the chance to drop the ball off. Great run. As you say, good interception on the edge of his box, and then made significant ground. He dropped that ball off to those wide players. Jadon Sancho, give it to him, roll it to his feet and let him start to take Adam Smith on, ask a few questions.
Sanchez back in the Spain squad as well. For the first time in 18 months in that recent international break. Sassi, Jackson, Cucurella, and Jadon Sancho, and Cucurella, and bypassing all who were waiting for that final clinical pass.
Got himself into a great position there, Marc Cucurella. I just wonder if it occurred to him maybe to have a shot himself. He's trying to cut it back. Lots of white shirts there, unfortunately missed everybody.
Now Semenyo for Bournemouth, who did have his heels tripped. It's going to be a Bournemouth free kick, and in a potentially advantageous position as well. It is the Chelsea captain for the night who's conceded it, Moises Caicedo.
Yeah, that's the first time in that advanced position. Look at him in the centre circle. It's the first time he's actually had good effect with the ball. Receiving it here, does well to just knock one more and then get that back. I think there, he could even have a shot. It's not instinctive for Marc Cucurella in that position. Had that have been maybe Jadon Sancho or Pedro Neto, any of those guys, Madueke, might be getting a shot away. It's a chance. Well worked.
He's still yet to beat Chelsea. In fact, Chelsea haven't lost any of their last 5 games against Bournemouth, but when they were beaten here back in 2019, pre-Andoni Iraola, caused some serious blues bruising because Bournemouth won that 4-0 on that particular day. Hearing that Andoni Iraola was actually just cautioned by Anthony Taylor, so he's the latest to go into the notebook, the Bournemouth manager. Tavernier, Senesi, Sancho taken off him by Kirkes, who has hurried his effort towards Sanchez's goal.
Oh, good challenge. Never really got it out of his feet, did he, to strike that as well as he would have liked.
Fitness coach we are now hearing, who got booked rather than the Bournemouth head coach himself, who is, in the grand scheme of things, Andoni Iraola, a relatively mild-mannered man, but when he gets irritated, but he clearly managed to keep things stum on that occasion. Sassi, here's Caicedo. Caicedo.
It's well played, very well played.
Caicedo trying to get to his quick, and too quick for Bournemouth's defenders, and maybe in hope rather than expectation has ended up on the floor in that coming together with Zabani.
Just couldn't quite get away from those Bournemouth defenders there, but it was a nice idea.
That's lovely between Cook and Tavernier and Kluivert still. And Sanchez called into action again. Chelsea's goalkeeper making some big saves.
Yeah. Wide open down the right side. Dizazi gets dragged in. And Kluivert spins him and he's away. Skips inside on the right foot. Good save that. Important stop from Robert Sanchez. Gets down to his near post. He hits that early, doesn't he, there? Justin Kluivert, sort of all in the same stride. Someone's going in the book.
Running out of room on that piece of paper, Anthony Taylor.
In need of book, he will.
Bournemouth corner. Here's Christie. That's clever. Tavernier. Kluivert lifting it back into an area of real interest, and Cucurella has done ever so well to get his body in the right place. Ball is in the back of the net, but the flag was already raised, and all of Chelsea's defence stopped. Evan Nielsen went for it anyway.
Of course it will be checked, but you're right, just the Chelsea defenders adamant that when this comes back in here, the ball's at the back post, well offside. Evan Nielsen certainly was, but
yellow card for Nicholas Jackson, the Chelsea forward. It's Kluivert. It's gone for fun all the way out of the penalty area with him. Released for Christie, who was on his toes towards Senesi. Challenge to stop Justin Kluivert. Dan Patrick, by the way, scored a winning goal in an FA Cup fifth-round game against Chelsea 20 years ago. Imagine Patrick Kluivert, and he must be someone that you would have come up against a couple of times at least.
Certainly did. Yeah. Very, very good player, Patrick. He'll be very proud of what his son's doing now.
Brilliant season with Bournemouth last year. Justin Kluivert. Kirkes with the throw. Caicedo with a nod away. There's Kirkes again, who's kept his feet.
In some good areas, Bournemouth just can't quite find that delivery. He did once or twice in the first half, and they almost got themselves a lead from it. Just need to find a better quality ball from those wide areas.
pleasure that Bournemouth will take is the fact that it doesn't feel too different in this second half to how it did for large portions in the first. Sensible from Vega, back to Robert Sanchez. This is why Nicholas Jackson talked himself into Anthony Taylor's book.
Right.
Nielsen.
Again, Cole Palmer can't seem to get that ball in the little pocket in behind Bournemouth's midfield.
How many of those little pockets did he find against Wolves a couple of weeks ago? He got a hat-trick of assists in that game, Cole Palmer. This is Sancho for Chelsea. And Jackson, nearly special.
Lucky. Right idea. Nice play, Jadon Sancho. Just teasing those red and black shirts towards him, and then just flicks it with the outside of his right boot to Nicholas Jackson in a better position. You can see exactly what he's trying to do. He's trying to just wrap his foot around that towards that far corner.
He scored in that game against Wolves, Nicholas Jackson. He scored against Crystal Palace 2 weeks ago as well. Evan Nielsen knocked down for Semenyo. Colwill got a piece of Semenyo. Bournemouth free kick. It's a yellow card for Levi Colwill. So that is 3 of Chelsea's back 4 now in the book.
It's a really good run again from Semenyo. There's another yellow card there, brandished from Anthony Taylor. So many petty, unnecessary ones. Chelsea need to get a lid on this and make sure they keep their discipline. Clever back heel. I think Colwill kind of lunges in. Looks like he makes contact first, but then might get a bit on the ball. He'll feel a bit aggrieved about that. Yeah. It's Jadon Sancho, and again, doesn't need to get involved and run up towards the referee and get in his face. That's why he's getting a card. Need to just make sure that they keep tabs emotionally, this young Chelsea team.
I'll make that 5 Chelsea yellow cards alone so far. Spent too much time on his feet in a Chelsea shirt. He's already on the grounds, Jadon Sancho. And that's a role that pretty much everyone has to assume these days to protect goalkeepers like Robert Sanchez from the variety that might be coming their way. Lewis Cook and Marcus Tavernier, the options for Bournemouth. And it's neither. And it's just over the top from Semenyo, who was a decoy and was unfortunate.
Lucky. Semenyo, right side of the screen, and not easy that one, you know, from that sort of angle to wrap your right foot around it and keep it down, get the required amount of pace on it. Nice try.
Break is come for Christie. Christie cleverly out to Semenyo. Christie off the post. Maybe via a touch on the way to Bournemouth edging ever closer to the opening goal.
Yeah. Turn the ball over nicely, then again get it wide. First time delivery. Ryan Christie, that one just glancing off the outside of maybe Wesley Fofana's boot. Then just off the outside of the post, but good spell again for Bournemouth. They've got to make it tell. They've really got to make sure that they get something out of this little spell now.
It's their corner. It's Sanchez commanding his 6-yard box, the Chelsea goalkeeper. And this is where they are dangerous, Chelsea. Off goes Madueke. Breezy run away from Christie, and then too many fouls, I don't think, from here on in that Anthony Taylor's going to be able to ignore now. It feels like the stall has been set.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got, he had no chance with something like that there. Chelsea are on the break, they're on the counter. He gets clipped, and I think Anthony Taylor has to give either a yellow for that one.
Here comes the Chelsea free kick. Kirk has won the header for Bournemouth. Semenyo. The strides are big once he gets motoring. Tavernier was sniffing around, and so was Kluivert, but safely back to Sanchez.
See, that's a good chance. That's a really good situation. Semenyo found himself in there. Just takes a bit more care with that pass to Kluivert. He might be able to get a shot away. As it was, that ball was just easily intercepted by Moises Caicedo.
Some might wonder how Chelsea haven't conceded a goal so far tonight, but they haven't. To and beyond the hour mark now at Vitality Stadium, but it is more than 11 months since Chelsea last kept a clean sheet in a Premier League away game. That was a 2-0 win at their West London neighbours Fulham.
All tonight in that right back position.
So on comes Tosin for his Premier League debut for Chelsea, having arrived on a free transfer from Fulham in the summer.
Yeah, and Wesley Fofana has gone into that right back position to allow Tosin to go in there alongside Levi Colwill. João Felix again will want to float and roam and pick up a bit of space.
Smith clicking it forward, Semenyo racing, Sanchez hard off his line. Did he drop the ball in time, Robert Sanchez? Indications are that he did before he carried it outside of the penalty area. Felix trying to lift it on for Jackson. Vega too close to Ryan Christie, who wants to get on with the free kick for Bournemouth. It's a Chelsea ball, but the bulk of the opportunities have come Bournemouth's way. Tavernier, Iola, one would suspect, is getting increasingly nervous about the fact they haven't taken them.
Yeah, and the game is in the balance. Bournemouth more likely, particularly second half. Haven't really seen much of a threat from Chelsea. But it takes a split second, lapse of concentration, bit of brilliance to go and grab a game like this and win it. That's what we might get tonight. I'm not sure which way it's going to go.
Palmer and Sancho, that is a relationship that we are going to enjoy watching, I think, in the months to come. Caicedo, Palmer trying to get it to João Felix. Interesting to see how freely Cole Palmer is moving tonight, bearing in mind that it was muscle fatigue that was given as the official reason why he pulled out of England duty.
Well, he's holding that right side a bit more now. Madueke has made way.
Jackson. Here is João Felix. Now Palmer. João Felix has gone right round the back of Cole Palmer. Instead, Chelsea are coming the other way with Caicedo, who was lining up another beauty against Bournemouth. That one is repelled. One by Semenyo in front of Colwill, who's back for part two of the battle, Levi Colwill. Christie, intercepted by Caicedo. Now we see that flash of white again, led by João Felix for Chelsea. Here is Jadon Sancho, and the substitute Felix. Bournemouth have done well, Andy, is get bodies back when Chelsea have countered them.
Yeah, and Chelsea have allowed them to do that. Coming back inside with the ball and going backwards towards deep line midfielders or central defenders. Allows Bournemouth to get back and recover.
Nielsen. Correa there for Chelsea. Sancho. Cucurella. Jackson. It's Jackson who still managed to get the shot on goal, despite the fact the ball looked like it was moving away from him all the time.
Another massive challenge from Sancho here. Brilliant run from Cucurella, right to the byline, cuts it back. What a block that is. It's Nicholas Jackson, as he's turning there on his favoured right foot, he must be thinking goal. And Sancho throws himself in front of it and sends it out for a corner. Great stop. I think he is, but I think he's at the bottom of that card. No doubt about that.
Might be a small issue here for Tavernier, the former centre-half. 2 Ukrainians in the squads today because Mikhail Mudryk is on the bench for Chelsea. 2 of only 11 Ukrainians to have ever played in the Premier League, by the way. Palmer's corner really dangerous. Travers doing enough for now. Cucurella over the head of Jackson, away by Kluivert. Bournemouth, who have been waiting to make a couple of changes, I think. Certainly Alex Scott is going to be introduced here, the 21-year-old, whose time in the Premier League was limited a little last season because of injury. It is him and the hero from 2 weeks ago for Bournemouth, Luis Sinisterra, who got the 96th minute winner at Goodison Park.
Yeah, I think it's the right time, absolutely, for Areola to make some changes. Evan Nielsen will be disappointed with his penalty, but worked hard. It's quite lively, always busy for the team. Ryan Christie, as ever, giving everything. He's a talent, this young man. As you say, last season, never saw anything like enough of it because he had some nasty injury problems, but he's a clever footballer.
Bournemouth's youngest ever Premier League scorer as well, Alex Scott, having netted at barely 20 years old last season in a game at Tottenham. Oh, well, that's a little loose. Renato Vega was able to get him out of a bit of a hole there. Cole Palmer coming back from an offside position. Latest yellow card, that man, so Maresca. There's almost as many bookings tonight for things that have been said rather than tackles that have been made.
Yeah, they've been petty ones, haven't they?
0-0 between Bournemouth and Chelsea, just as it was when these two met here last season. Sancho, brilliantly done. That's a flash of what Jadon Sancho can do. Cucurella, Caicedo, Sancho. It was all a little too intricate in the end from Chelsea.
Yeah, just one too many, wasn't it? Nice initial work, Jadon Sancho. I like the way when he gets the ball and he receives that ball to his feet, immediately wants to set up Adam Smith and get at him. That's exactly his job.
Toss in. That was almost perfect for Palmer. Now Sinisterra's going to run at Tosin. And he's going to have to do it on his own here, Luis Sinisterra, and he's run straight into the Chelsea man who's just come off the bench. Now Joao Felix, Travers has come out, and it was the right decision there before Jackson. Doesn't take too much to clear the stand. He's done it, Mark Travers. It certainly isn't the tallest, is it, in the Premier League, these 4 stands at Vitality Stadium. Sancho right in front of the visiting Chelsea supporters. Joao Felix. Getting a little sight of goal, Joao Felix, and not getting the corner.
Yeah, he's been bright since he's come on. Again, now just got to keep making sure he mixes that game up. Everything so far come to his feet. Every now and again he needs to just run in behind Adam Smith. He's not quite so keen on doing that, but I think he should do it. He's got to show a bit of variety in his game, and his teammates have got to recognise that too.
Cole Palmer, who has had his genius slightly stifled so far, but he's got it to Cucurella. Now Joao Felix, who was crowded and lost it, then came out with it and then has it taken away from him again. Nothing was deemed wrong in the eyes of Anthony Taylor. There's nothing wrong with that challenge either from Renato Vega, who fancies going on here. This is brilliant from Vega, until eventually somebody in the form of a Bournemouth shirt, and I think it was Tavernier ultimately got the touch to take it away from him.
Yeah, nice run though, wasn't it? He's a big, powerful lad.
There's Sancho. He is starting to express himself, isn't he, Jadon Sancho?
Chelsea just starting to get the feeling that they can pinch this.
Clever from Joao Felix, across from Cucurella. Going to have another go at it. It's back with Moises Caicedo. This is their best spell of the whole.
It is. They're looking dangerous right now.
Sancho ignoring the fact there's two balls on the pitch. Bournemouth will be focused on the one that's at his feet. Vega, Sancho, Colwell. Let's toss him. Fofana. Vega, who I found out this week, Andy, his middle name is Palmer, as if they don't have enough of those in this Chelsea squad already. I wonder if he has the skills to match. What have you made of his
it's not
Premier League start?
Not been easy for him, but you know what, as the game's got on, he's, I think, had a bigger influence on it. Didn't really get involved for the first hour, but certainly the last 10 minutes he's made one or two little bursts with the ball at his feet.
Chelsea enjoying the chance to suddenly express themselves in this game. They haven't been able to do it really for 70 minutes. Semenyo under pressure from Sancho. Did he carry it out? There's a look from Anthony Taylor towards his assistant referee, but he's on the opposite side.
They wanted to take that throw-in quickly there. Cucurella did. Anthony Taylor said no, the ball was a lot further back.
So a couple of Bournemouth changes. We are going to see Philip Billing, who has largely been on the amateur squad in recent weeks. And also Julian Araujo, the 23-year-old who joined from Barcelona, having not played a senior game for Barcelona. On loan with Las Palmas last season. He's a right back, so he's going to come on for Adam Smith.
Yeah, I think that's a wise move again. As Chelsea down this left side with Sancho, starting to cause problems. Adam Smith looks like he's run his race a little bit, so Araujo has got to make sure he gets nice and close and stays on his feet. That's the important thing. Don't dive in to any unnecessary challenges, because that's exactly what Jadon Sancho wants.
This is a different dimension as well with Philip Billing coming on, because that is some serious height they're introducing.
Correct. So again, any wide free kicks, corners, as we start to get towards the last part of this game, it's going to be important that they defend them. And of course, anything Bournemouth get going forward, he can throw himself at that.
15 to play. Scott for Sinisterra and now Billing. First couple of touches for him. Kirkes, Billing, and again Billing for Bournemouth. This is beautifully worked. Tavernier was racing onto it, and for
flag
a long time the assistant referee's flag was up. I don't know whether Anthony Taylor was just waiting to see how it all played out there.
The flag went up for an offside call, I think, right there. Oh, it's close,
isn't it?
It is close, but
to win any game against the teams that finished in the Premier League's top 6 last season. Only 2 points from a possible 36. If there was a weakness in this Bournemouth team last season, then that was it. Having missed that penalty in the first half from Evan Nielsen, and having struck Robert Sanchez's post a couple of times as well, there will be a strong belief that they don't want to accept that their moment has gone, as Marquez doesn't get a free kick. Chelsea do have is a goal kick.
Good burst forward once more from Kirkes. Likes doing that. Took another knock there, this time not getting anything for it.
Colwell. It's a brilliant pass. It's Joao Felix, who could do no more than try and nudge it in the direction of Cole Palmer, but what an initial ball.
Good spot, wasn't it?
Billing. Sinisterra pressurising Tosin, who wasn't flustered.
Yeah, going back to that last opportunity for Joao Felix, Senesi got caught under the ball a little bit there. Didn't deal with that particularly well. In the end, he got close enough to Joao Felix and sent him away from goal. It's Chelsea looking the more likely, I think, now.
Lots of room for Renato Vega to move into. Vega, a deflection on it. Not a problem for Mark Travers. Hasn't faced a problem, has he, coming into the team tonight? And knowing as well, Andy, I guess, that he won't, or he's very unlikely to be in the Bournemouth team next week once Kepa Arrizabalaga available again.
I'm sure he recognises that. All he can do is concentrate on his job tonight. He's done it okay.
By the way, it was only Chelsea's second shot on target of this entire game, which just gives you a picture of where they're at. That's another goal to add to Nicholas Jackson's collection after 6 Premier League goals in his last 8 games, spanning back to last season. It is Christopher Nkunku who is all in his place, and he does have a couple of goals this season, but both of them in Europe and both of them against Servette for Chelsea. Sancho with Araujo nice and tight to him. Colwell, Sinisterra's going to go chasing that. Colwell just about getting it to its intended target, Sanchez. Lightning quick, isn't he, Luis Sinisterra?
Yeah, he is very quick and very powerful.
free kick, another yellow card. This time for Marcos Senesi, the Bournemouth centre-back.
He's certainly close to João Felix. I don't know exactly how much contact he intended to make or did make there.
A couple of impeccable blocks at the right time,
yes.
Though, hasn't he, Marcos Senesi?
He has. No, he certainly has.
And if we're not involving anybody who's been booked on the respective benches tonight, that's now 11 players who have been issued yellow cards tonight by Anthony Taylor. Not one coming here, but there is a Bournemouth free kick.
Tosin, sloppy ball in possession. Philip Billing now asking the question, so is Iraola. I don't like this. I think players constantly always looking for a card. Managers jumping up off the bench because they want to see consistency. Well, it can get petty as well, you know. I think we've had a lot of petty calls tonight and unnecessary yellow cards from both teams.
Cucurella would have been nervous for a moment because he is on a yellow card. He is one of the 11 that's been booked on the pitch tonight. Cook's free kick. Strange technique from Lewis Cook.
Poor. Yeah, Bournemouth have just gone off the boil a little bit as an attacking force, really. A few changes have been made, and I think they've just recognised perhaps that
because of injury. So we haven't seen him in a Bournemouth shirt since the game against Chelsea on the final day of last season. And the always hard-working Marcus Tavernier is coming off his place.
Yeah, he's a real honest warrior, isn't he, Tavernier? You need people like that in your club and in your team. Always gives everything he's got. Canines, who now provide something, maybe a spectacular finish. Whichever team can produce just a little bit of class. Haven't seen a lot of that tonight. A lot of effort, but not seen a lot of quality and class. If either team can find a little bit from somewhere, there's 3 points begging here.
7 minutes to play at Vitality Stadium. Remember, still unbeaten in the Premier League this season. Chelsea only conquered by Manchester City so far. This is a lovely run by Sinisterra, who was ducking and diving and weaving. Senesi, left by Enissanao. Araujo spun up towards the back post. Thompson there on a challenge to clear it away. And now Palmer for Chelsea. João Felix had ventured into an offside position, so that wasn't a possible ball.
Yeah, João Felix not the quickest, so he needs it delivered early. Cole Palmer didn't want to do that, saw that he just drifted offside, had to keep it.
Caicedo short as he attempted to spread it towards Sancho. Retention from Chelsea's new man. Toss him. Palmer. Now Chelsea have worked the space, and Moises Caicedo on towards João Felix. Scurrying to get over there was Milos Kerkez, who looks like he's still got boundless energy to offer. Where is that flash of brilliance coming from those on this pitch? Maybe Jadon Sancho. Here's Nkunku. Great strength, there's the finish! Christopher Nkunku off the bench, and possibly Chelsea's match winner. his first Premier League goal of the season, and the substitutes combining, and Nkunku with the finish. Jadon Sancho making things happen too for Chelsea.
Great finish. I just thought it just got away from Christopher Nkunku, but he used his body and his strength so well just to keep it going and keep it alive.
There's the trademark celebration. Bournemouth's balloon popped by Christopher Nkunku.
Watch him here. Nkunku, he just drifting in behind Tavernier. Just looks like he gets away from him, and Senesi is afraid to go and tackle him. I think he's afraid to touch him because he's in the box, and then he just goes after it. Just there, that you think that's the defenders, but it's not. And then all of a sudden Nkunku just sees that far post is wide open, and he just prods it past the goalkeeper, and that's a massive goal for Chelsea tonight. That really is.
So over to you then, the comeback kids, Bournemouth. It is your time, it is your territory. This is where Bournemouth exploited Everton 2 weeks ago, but now they find themselves needing to repeat the same trick.
Yeah. It was Renato Vega who got a yellow card for that celebration, for jumping into the crowd. That's a big goal, you know, because Chelsea for long periods tonight haven't been anything like as good as what they're capable of. But they've hung in there, rode their luck a bit, but have produced that little bit of something when it matters. That's never a bad quality to have. This team did it a couple of weeks ago. Now they're on the receiving end of one tonight.
Well, they do know how to stage a recovery, Bournemouth. Just think about that game against Luton here last season when they were 3-0 down at half-time and won it 4-3. And obviously the recent example of Everton. But the problem that Bournemouth will feel is coursing through the veins right now is the fact that their chances may well have already come and gone. This one.
Yeah, the penalty, of course, those situations in the first half, start of the second half when Chelsea were, again, not quite there. But I think certainly, from Enzo Maresca's point of view, since the introduction of Jadon Sancho, he's given Chelsea more down this left side.
The tag from Robert Sanchez wouldn't have had a full sight of that ball until the very last minute. It's the two men that he's introduced, Enzo Maresca, that have made the difference. And the name of Jadon Sancho has been chanted by the Chelsea supporters. But hold that thought. Here's Semenyo for Bournemouth, and Colwell celebrating his own block instantaneously there.
Good block, wasn't it? Really good block from Levi Colwell, because when it comes to this guy, you know you've got to get close to him. Just for a moment there, you think he's going to get that shot away. That's a really good stop. Excellent work.
There is Sancho. Colwell's clearance, not the greatest. Semenyo didn't find the right pass either. And we are in the final 60 seconds of the 90, though there is talk that there is going to be multiple minutes for another twist in this game in terms of what is about to be added on by the fourth official, Sam Allison. And this free kick for Chelsea will just allow them to eat up a few more of those seconds. And he is heading for another away day Premier League win. A big one at Wolves, a very tight one as it stands here at Bournemouth tonight. Is the goal scorer, the hero, Nkunku. And the man who gave him the goal, Sancho. And at the moment, the game's just between those two and nobody else. 6 minutes then to play, which has given the Bournemouth crowd a bit of a lift here. Knows, doesn't he, that his team are going to have to shift bodies forward for these final few minutes if they're going to get what they probably feel they deserve from this game. There's another one, Joao Felix. Araujo. Semenyo. Not the intended trick.
He keeps it well, doesn't he? When he gets the chance. Joao Felix, he gets a yellow card for that on Alex Scott.
So Maresca heading for a second win at Bournemouth in as many seasons, because he beat them with Leicester City here in the FA Cup in the last campaign too. And Kunku, who's already got one tonight, and he might have got the wrong side of Zabani here, who has used his strength well, the Ukrainian international. Kirkes. Sinistera. There is Senesi. Something for Enes Unal to chase.
He's not had anything yet, has he? Enes Unal to really go for. He's done well as well. Chelsea, since he's gone into that central defensive position, Chelsea look better, I think, for having Fofana as the right back rather than Dizazi.
Fulham were desperate to keep Tosin, but the longer it went on, I think last season, the more quickly became apparent he wasn't going to stick around. Out from Renato Vega towards Sancho. Cucurella with the energy still to play a part in the attack. Scott unable to hang on to the ball for Bournemouth. Back with Sancho again.
Well played.
Caicedo. Cucurella. Sancho. A lot of love coming his way from those Chelsea supporters. Ultimately hustled out of it, and Chelsea with the chance to finish the game off here. So the ball from Marcos Senesi just about. Here's Semenyo for Bournemouth, who do love a late goal. It's billing across goal, it's a Bournemouth corner, and they still have something to offer this game.
It's another good block, that Levi Colwill. Phil Billing gets in behind Caicedo. It's a really good block.
We've waited a long time for an away clean sheet. Chelsea in the Premier League. They're very close now. Philip Billing's delivery. Super claim by Robert Sanchez.
Excellent hands. It's exactly what you want. Defenders that are breathing heavy after running back towards their own goal. You want your goalie to come and claim it, grab it, hang on to it. He does it perfectly.
Four of those 6 minutes have already gone for Bournemouth.
Yeah, this would be a great win for Chelsea, this, Chris, because, again, I think they all looked pretty unsure about what they were trying to do for 50-odd minutes. When the clock got to about 65, 70, then the game started to open up and they looked more dangerous.
Here's Enes Unal, though. Can he change the picture? Sanchez with a fine fling down to his right-hand side to get there. It's Unal again, and that one is more routine for Robert Sanchez. But the first of those two saves is a cracking stop.
Really good stuff. He's made some good ones second half. Robert Sanchez, he's had to be sharp about his business. And that one again is a save that you would expect your goalie to make, but he makes sure he bangs that away to his right-hand side.
And even though it it looks like Christopher Nkunku is going to be the match winner, there is a strong argument to suggest that you should put Robert Sanchez in the same category as him.
Yeah, I mean, he's made some really important stops, he has. Again, Jadon Sancho, I think, has done particularly well as the game's gone on. Renato Vega's has become, I think, more influential. Levi Colwell's made some good blocks, some very important ones.
I think we might have to dig out the records for most yellow cards in a Premier League game, because my understanding is that we might now have just gone past that record. So for the first time ever in the Premier League, 14 individual players have been booked, which is a new...
It looks like he got away from Nkunku, and then for whatever reason Senesi doesn't want to go and attack the ball. And that's a big finish. 3 points for his team. They can just see these last few seconds out.
And that is all that now stands between Chelsea and another Premier League away win. As Tosin does his duty. And Chelsea are over the line. Bournemouth's unbeaten start to the Premier League season is over. This was at times not fluent Chelsea, but they showed grit, they progressed as the game progressed, and ultimately the match winner, Christopher Nkunku from the bench, with the assist from Jadon Sancho, ensuring that Chelsea are making positive strides under Enzo Maresco. It's finished Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 1. Andy Townsend, a different sort of win from Chelsea compared to that one at Wolves a few weeks ago.
Yeah, very much. They were far from their best for a large portion of this game tonight, but they managed to keep Bournemouth at bay. Bournemouth wasted some good opportunities, should have gone in front, of course, from the penalty spot. They didn't, and Chelsea grew into the game, and last 20 minutes they looked the more likely. I think they had players with a little bit more power at the top of the field in that last period. Enzo Maresca is delighted because that's a big 3 points. Still a lot of work to be done, but again, if you can travel away from home and if you can dig in, hang in there and come away with all 3 points, then you're on the right road. There's no doubt about that. I think Chelsea are far from their best yet, and it may not be this 11 that we end up seeing on a regular basis, but again, that's a big 3 points for them.
Loves a Premier League away goal as well, Christopher Nkunku, because all of them have been on their travels. It's Brighton, Liverpool and Wolves last season and one tonight at Bournemouth.